During the training camp, we was playing, I was getting some runs in on guard and things like that. We went through our little turmoil, team-oriented turmoil, and so I had to step up and I basically became the guard, for that period of time. So during that period of time, playing, I was broke, like brick, couldn't shoot at all. So, Nick was like, you want me to hit up Sam, fam? I was like, go ahead, like, it can't hurt. So he hit up Sam, and Sam works closely with 2K Labs. As far as jump shots on 2K, like, things change down to the exact percentage of a release plan. As far as, like, green window, make percentage, or how early a green can appear, how late a green can appear, things like that. And so having Sam be a part of the organization and have that kind of, knowledge, he was able to give me a jump shot that helped propel me, in my game to where we could get good, efficient runs. And like I said, chicken, like green, like we back to what I do best.
Oh my goodness, Simpson's got the stop on killing.
No threes. Back up.
They'll just take this, slow it down. It's got the mismatch right off the jump. Symptoms pulls back, and he just pump faked it. Now they have to try to go for a reset here. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock on the right side. Symptoms to crush for the ball game and the series. They get the job done. 20 points coming out from Symptoms.
Come on, man! I told you we were gonna get one day. Thank you! Yes, I told you. Come on. I told you.
This is what I do for. I told you what it was.
He, like, embodies what it is to be, like, a coachable player. He embodies of being a great teammate. And I think he embodies being professional, but, like, also being a great person every single day.
Come on. This is what we do it for, baby. Well, I'm really big on, like, buying into something, especially from the household I come from. It's all about family, buying into one another, believing in one another, things like that. So whenever I become a part of an organization, I like to buy in, like, from top to bottom.
All right, everybody's in. What you got, Hum?
That's a big win, fellas. Let's keep them going. I'm happy I held it down while I was gone. I'm proud of y'all, each and every one of y'all. I'm proud of you too, Nick.
Thank you.
And our staff. And let's get raps on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Raps! All right, come on.
I mean, the fantasy is always coming in. You come in and you say something and they all yell, yeah, yes, coach, right? Like it's the Army. And they play the right basketball, they're switching, they're always communicating. That's always the fantasy. But the truth is, like, you have people that are humans.
I know that, but now it's 0 for 3. I'm not saying that, but you gotta let other people say it.
You're wide open in the paint. I agree with you, but I'm also telling you.
Right? Antoine, like, his dog could be having a bad day, which means he's gonna have a bad day.
Yo.
Whoa. Something could happen with JT at home, and he could have a bad day.
That kind of night, man.
And it's about managing personalities, right? And it's just like, how deep in are their personalities gonna affect what's gonna go on to the day-to-day? They're competitive within each other, competitive to, like, other teams. So I think that's one thing they all share in common. And I probably think that's the main things that they share. Like, that's, like, 100% in common with all of them. So, I mean, Antoine is extremely competitive, to Crush being extremely competitive, like, all their competitive spirits all, like, get out.
Ethan White.
Radiant, he got a kid, bro.
Who? What does the kid have to do with anything?
That means he gonna fight.
Like, everybody with a kid, this shit play hard. Like,
Manny has a kid. Fight for Manny's kid.
Like, we're still surviving, we're still fighting. I think we just want to keep pushing and just keep getting better, because I definitely see, like, there's some, like, moments where we can, like, play against the top teams.
Hey, who got the music? Who got the music?
Oh, yeah, get ready.
Oh, you better get it, bro.
And there's some moments where, like, we're playing against bad teams and we're just making bonehead mistakes, but you have to go through those trials.
I don't understand Why are we dropping? I'm not mad about that, but if we want to be a team that wins money, if we want to be a team that plays highs and threes and like actually gives a we cannot have meltdowns like this. 15-4 is disgusting. Family on three, family on three. 1, 2, 3.
Each player and each person has different progression. JT's progression is through the game.
No, jump in. No, you didn't do that, JT.
Did you just run to a midi?
Carson Twan's progression is making sure you're always a great teammate all the time and making sure your tone of voice is always there.
I mean, I'm already like there, bro. Am I not saying it, bro, in time? I'm already like 5 seconds before. I'm already.
Yo, we're good.
You can't speak in the wrong tone to people because not everybody understands that. Not everybody can take that. And for Twan, I don't think it's player development. I don't think for him, I can make him a better player. The only thing I can do is like make him see certain things on the court.
Controlling the game, calling stuff. I don't care if it's random. I don't care if it's slip hops. Make the motion. Make people switch. Make people do unorthodox things every single time.
Helping him mature.
Bro, you're wide open under the rim, bro. Dunk the ball, bro. Dunk the ball. Dunk the ball.
I want him to be the best person he can be.
Come on, get a stop. I'm gonna stop. Come on, another one. I'm on burn. I'm here on burn. Fight through, keep talking. Fight through.
Good talk.
He's our coach, so obviously he's a higher up, but he also is like one of us. It's not like he's like a random coach who nobody knows who they just brought in. He's been part of the community for years. I've had a relationship with him before he's even been a coach in the 2K League, so it's just like he came up with us, so.
Relax and take your time. When you're playing patient, that's when we're at our best. When you're going 100 miles, you're going Russell Westbrook 2021, that shit don't work.
Team is drafted for 5s. They know they're not a 3s team, so it's about not being a 3. Cool, like we're not a 3s team. Let's agree to that. Let's make it harder for everybody. Like we can play our own style, our own way. We don't have to watch what the other teams are doing. We just do what we do. We don't have to overcalculate for anybody. We keep playing the game. We've been playing 2K our whole lives. We're gonna have to come out and get a stop though.
I think if I call my wing and he slip, I'm gonna just follow it. I'm gonna just follow the green light.
Gotcha. All right.
You know, the fantasies, like we win every tournament, right? You know, we win the tip-off, we win the turn, we win the slam, we win the switch, we win the 3s championship. But the reality is, at the end of the day, like, if you want to win that, there's a lot of things that gotta go your way. Gotta have luck, gotta have God on your side, good karma, and then at the same time, your players gotta be at the top of their game every single day.
Okay. We gotta fight tomorrow. Yep. We got more work to do. Yep.
We still have the 5 season coming, and I 100% believe that we're a great team of 5s. And every day you come in and somebody can wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I could wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I could have a problem at home. It's just like, I need to control my emotions. I don't expect them to control their emotions because that's not their job. My job is to be the leader. So controlling my emotions and continuing by my day. And sometimes they do get away from me. But trying to make sure that I lock in on it.
I like for the energy to be up. I don't like, you feel me, bad vibes, bad energy. So I try to keep the vibes up, keep the energy up, keep everybody's spirits up, things like that. I don't like gloomy, like just negative. That's not me. I'm not really a gloomy and negative guy. Or at least I try not to be. But you feel me, times get hard. But like I said, I try to get us through hard times, try to get everybody through hard times, myself included. You know, growing up and having to put in a lot of hard work to get to this kind of level, you feel me, that I'm at now, I feel like I came too far to like get lazy and just let it go to waste, you feel me, or just be complacent, things like that. So I try to work harder, be better every day.
Once we get the 5s, it's like, we know how we really know how we all can talk to each other. Because we all play. It ain't like just 3 people play the whole time. We all play, we all on the court together. We didn't trust me in different lineups. It's like, you start to take notice of who is more offensive, who knows how to do certain things, who does scary things with the ball, just all that type of stuff. That more so transfers over. When we get there, I just feel like everything just gonna like open up and it'll be a lot more to talk about. We're gonna be winning, we're gonna have a groove. It's just, we all just really want to get to what we play.
Toronto, it's your boy Scotty Barnes.
Oh, the vicious dunk
Raptors Uprising basketball is back, and we're ready to take day 2.
Finds a lane, home with the huge slam.
Season 7 has some new faces and familiar vets. Get ready, it's game time. I'll see you all in the Go Raps.
What is going on, Raptors Nation? We've got a lovely show, the last remote show for you here tonight. We're going to break down the playoffs that are happening in DC starting tomorrow, and we've got our special guests. We got 2 special guests. Both of them I don't like, but the producer said I have to talk to them, so we're going to have a conversation with them. But your questions is what I want in the chat, right? Let us know who you think should, I think some of the awards already kind of came out, but if you've got questions for Coach Nick, if you got questions for Champ, any insults you want to throw at him, just go ahead and bring them on. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and bring on Coach Nick all the way from DC, a place that a lot of people didn't think you would make it.
Well, I know you had to hope, but personally, I knew I was gonna make it, so it don't matter.
Are you? What's the S for, by the way? Is that like schools you can never get into? What is that?
It's for Superman.
It's for Superman
because that's basically me.
Yeah. Why are you wearing sunglasses indoors?
Because I wanted to show you how Hollywood I am. I want to show you how much better I am than you in life.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm in DC. You haven't made DC not one time. It's a good life. Not seeing you. Oh my gosh.
I can't, because my streak of making it to DC for the playoffs unfortunately has ended. Unless I, end up flying there on Saturday, which, we'll see if you end up lasting that long or not. I hear you. Anyway,
I would beg for you not to be there.
All right, look, we're going to have a lot of conversations, right? We're going to talk about all the prizes that are all the awards, I guess. I can't call them prizes, that we're kind of giving out as well. But I want to talk about how you think the season's gone. 3v3, obviously, not what you wanted. 5v5, you guys went ahead and kicked butt and tip off, missed a turn. No surprise given your track record. Now you're back in the playoffs. What do you think? What are your expectations, man, going into the playoffs here before we get going?
Since we're on a serious note, I think it's very important. For obviously 3 seasons, it shaped us for 5s. It let us have those battles between each other. It also prepared us for the mental fortitude of a 5s game. So there was a lot of things that we could have took from 3s in our mentality and how we practice things and put it into 5s. And during the tip-off, obviously, I'm known for making it to tip-off finals 4 in a row this year. But obviously, like you said, my track record, I don't make the turn. But this is my 2nd year coaching the turn. Third year coaching the turn. But I feel like for us, we finished at 2nd seed, still one of the best teams in the league. And at the end of the day, we still have an MVP candidate on our team. We have I felt like Jarvis should have been most improved, on the list as well. But we have a couple hitters over here, so it's on us to kind of advance through these rounds.
All right, we'll take a look at your potential opponent. So let's go and throw up the bracket so we can kind of walk through this while you go ahead and fix your hair. By the way, I don't know. Yeah, we'll talk about your hairline here in a second. But you've got your potential matchups right there. You can play either the 3rd seed in the Celtics, or you can go ahead and play the Nets. Be honest with me, because I feel like you have the ability to do that sometimes, maybe not in your personal life. But who do you think is going to win out of that one? Is it the Celtics? Is it the Nets? And then tell me, who would you rather face?
I'd rather face the Cavs. Personally, that's like my personal friends are over there. People that I've coached before. Mike is over there, so being able to coach against somebody that I truly respect as a coach and as a person would be really exciting. Who I would not want to play against, the Nets. The Nets are getting hot, and I don't want to play a team that's hot. So, we won't have a chance to play against them until the conference finals if they make it, and obviously we make it. Good things will happen, knock on wood. But just going through those.
So you're saying you'd rather face Killy because he's not great at the game, and you'd rather just kind of have that easy route to the championship. Is what you're telling me.
DJ Too Cold sucks.
Really?
Yeah, DJ Too Cold.
You think it's just because you had a terrible coach that just couldn't get him right to the point where he's just a lost cause, and no matter what, the champion of Coach Mike, can't get him right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think Moody could have got him right. I mean, honestly, Sick was carrying him.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
well,
wait,
let's keep it
wait.
moving.
Oh, were you talking about me as a coach when I had him? Because we said that JB was the coach, so
I said that. I
like,
think you're mistaking me for the man who said that even his grandma could coach the T-Wolves. You know what I'm talking about. Let's keep it moving to the awards. That was good, right? I didn't want to mention the names, but let's be honest. No one remembers his anymore. All right. Rookie of the Year finalists. You have 2 T-Wolves teammates up there. You've got, obviously, Tutak and Igimo, and then you've got Score Season, Mona, which I love seeing Mona on there. It's always great when international players perform at a high level. And I think someone tweeted out the other day how he's one of the first international players that kind of played up to the caliber that a 2K League professional should be. And then, of course, you've got Benzo as well. You feel like anyone's got snubbed out of this Rookie of the Year finalist? And then who do you think, in your opinion, forget what the actual award ended up seeing, is the Rookie of the Year?
I mean, I feel like it's Benzo. That's point blank. I think this is like, I was really arguing with Frank on it. Like, I truly feel that he could have been an MVP finalist. For snubs, I mean, you can go a lot of places with it, but I felt like Score heated up at the right time and definitely was able to bring them to the ticket finals. So I feel like he was pretty good. I mean, Fat Stop got much better, but I think that was a great list.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was actually a perfect list.
All right, well, let's keep it moving to the other one. Of course, you were somehow, some way, don't really know how, but nominated for Coach of the Year as well. You've been actually on the ballot for quite a few times, but similar to your playoff record, you can just never quite win it. What are your thoughts on you being selected for Coach of the Year, especially with the way that the Raptors performed last season and how you were able to kind of turn things around after 3v3 as well?
First and foremost, always got to go show love to Suman and Bryce. Thank you for bringing me in. And, I'm nothing without, the help of the team that we have between Nick, Shirley, Manny, and our therapist, Johnny. And obviously, Ryan plays a huge part into this. And we're not even going to, mention the players. I'm not there if the players don't execute at a high level. So, the fact that the Raptors haven't made the playoffs since season 3 and all there, it's a credit to all of the people that's part of the organization because they all help. So even though it is fully my name on there, it's definitely a whole village of us. That's Shirley, Nick. If I won, it was their award as well as mine. How did I sneak on there? You know what? It is what it is. I sneak everywhere on this list. So, obviously, I've been a coach for how many years in this league? Head coach?
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah, see, I knew. Yeah, I'm asking you, how many?
Well, you've been a coach for what is it? This is your 4th year now?
Every year I get nominated to be a top 5 coach in this league. So at some point I got to be top 3, right? And the only reason why I have limited playoff games, just the joke you make, is because I always have a bye. I've never finished under 2nd place. So,
well, I know you believe in minimalism, right, when it comes to your life, because every single time it comes to the playoffs, you play one game and you go on vacation the rest of the way. So I know you're a big fan of that. But let's throw up the Coach of the Year nominees once more, because I'm tired of insulting you and I want to go and give praise to somebody. And that's got to be my man Famous, right? And there's a few reasons I want to give him praise here. One is related to the game and one is not. What an incredible turnaround. What an incredible turnaround, right? Where people were talking about, hey, Fame needs to be fired. What's happening? They had such high expectations with Kai last year. Maybe some immaturity type of gameplay kind of got them, out of the playoffs or just not there. Just a great turn. He was able to kind of build a team and kind of trust the process. I feel like that's one team where I was like, man, this kind of really worked out the way he wanted. He got the pieces the way that he wanted. And I thought it was just incredible, highly deserving of that award, in my opinion. Just fantastic to kind of go from, hey, he should be fired, to now they're in the playoffs with a real chance to kind of win it all.
Yeah, no, I think this was 100% Famous's award. I told him that personally. I tweeted about it. I said on the Speakeasy, the fact that, people downplay his name. Coaching in this league is not easy. I think people think it is easy. I think players ultimately think it's easy. A lot of players initially, when they get into the job, they don't even have a lot of success at it until it takes 2 or 3, or you've been an assistant coach for some time. And it's just respect level too famous to keep his head down and just let his work prove what he's been. And he had 2 Player of the Weeks with Saucy. Saucy went from like if like Jarvis said, to being an MVP candidate, and he won Most Improved, which 100% he earned. And a lot of it is the fact that Famous believed in him another year, right? He doesn't get that unless Famous doesn't. And then bringing in the right pieces, trading for Maddie, right? And like Jonah's up there, and he traded Maddie for Beast Move, and Beast Move ended up becoming a number 3 pick, which could have been just Famous making that trade as well. But essentially, he stuck to his gun and said, "I need to go get my guy," and he went to go get his guy, Maddie. And and he trusted in Dietrich, and he moved Kai, and he Real Tay. He brought in those guys, and you just have to tip your cap to somebody. Like, obviously, I feel like this is the most important Coach of the Year that's ever won. Like, I think this is the most deserving throughout any year that's ever been in the league, especially for somebody from the community from season 1 and then all the way back. He definitely earned it.
Yeah, and this is when I looked at the nominees, I was like, man, you've got Len, who's obviously, they've had such great success. You can't deny that. But then you obviously get docked points because the team was already stacked and they won last year. So like, how much credibility are you really getting, right? And I'm not cracking jokes, but you kind of have dealt with that. I'm not cracking joke for this one time where you kind of didn't get the credit that the T-Wolves for their success because of the players that were around in that locker room as well. But one last note, I said I loved Coach Fame winning that one, not just because of the on the court performance of the team, but also off the court. Such a big advocate when it comes to like mental health and all that. I just wanted to say it's not easy to kind of talk about those things, and I truly appreciate it. And I know Mindful Mondays, yo, Anmol, can I get an email? Can I get somebody forward me that, please? I'd like to be a part of that. Nick, can you send me one?
I'm trying my hardest, man. Like you really just went on like a mental health spring. Like that was something. But like, no, like honestly, I look forward to Mindful Mondays. Like this is supposed to be number 8, and now I guess it's Therapeutic Tuesday. Like I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll send it on Wellness Wednesday. I don't know, but I love the Mindful Mondays, and yes, he's a huge advocate, and I believe is very important, especially in Men's Mental Health Month and especially in Pride Month. Like it's very important, like that we have that, and mental health is so important to a lot of people.
I wish I could say the joke that I said during rehearsal about what Anmol should send on Monday after the playoffs are over. But again, we'll just save that one. But let's no. But it was a good one. It was a good one. All right, let's kind of keep it moving here. We got one more that I want to talk about in terms of awards, and we can kind of get going. I know we got Champ waiting on deck here as well, so we can so let's set up the graphic, and I want to talk about. You had Most Improved. That was another one that I think was kind of close, but obviously with the triple doubles, that's been kind of put up at that position. That's kind of tough to see all the time.
I don't even think
you don't think what was now I'm forgetting Glizzy. You don't think Glizzy had a shot at all?
I felt maybe like a 1% chance, but in all reality, like outside of his friends voting for him, Saucy took the biggest lead. Saucy did all that. Like he went from a nothing to MVP candidate.
No.
And
saying he was nothing is just insulting. Like, don't get me wrong.
I felt like you knew what Saucy
he should have won, but he wasn't nothing. Don't say he was nothing.
But they weren't sitting here saying he's a top 10 center. Like, you know what I mean? That was never coming out of people's mouth. Everybody was saying Saucy's a great teammate. He's a great person, which he is those things. He has a great playlist. Like he is those things. But at the end of the day, like Saucy, in my opinion, took this lead, man. Sorry, my glasses look a little crooked in there, but like I felt like Glizzy, yes, he went up.
That's okay. That's what you get when you get glasses from Wish.com. They don't exactly fit your face right. But
my girlfriend got me these glasses, and she would not appreciate if you call her Burberry glasses from Shein. So like, have some respect for my queen.
Enough to not make jokes there. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Give me your any final thoughts before I get you out of here, pal.
Thank you to everybody that comes into the shows. Thank you for the loyal fans. I know our players really appreciate when you tweet at us and you're in the chat. We see the Raptors logo. I think that's very important. Shout out to my guy Turbo. He'll definitely be in the league next year. I think it's very important that you guys do keep room for us, especially like through these tough games and going into the week, because it definitely means that we're always playing for a bigger purpose. And definitely shout out to Manny, Johnny, Shirley, Nick, Ryan, Suman, and Bryce, even you, India, even you. It took everything in my heart not to like shoot you a nice note. I tried every reason, but you truly like went up here and you crushed it throughout the show. So also want to say thank you for that, and you did a great job. I don't want to see you smile, so please keep your words to yourself.
I will, but before I let you go, all I gotta say is, listen, they say great things come to those who wait. I think you've waited enough to win a championship. You may not get a chance next year, so just get the job done this time around, yeah? Love you too, brother. Best of luck. Always rooting for you.
Peace out.
All right, that is Coach Nick for Raptors Uprising GC. Ready for his matchup. Again, he's got a first-round bye. He's known to do that, and now he's looking to win a championship before we wrap up the season. But, as we kind of move on from Nick and we've got another guest lined up, let's go to drop some prizes. We've been dropping some insults, some zingers. So let's go ahead and drop some prizes for those of you in the chat that are joining us for this obnoxious hour of the playoff preview. Gotta go ahead and give away a t-shirt. Scan that QR code, type in !Tangerine in the chat for your chance to win. You've got to be a 62K member. So make sure you go ahead and sign up to be a part of that. Then go ahead and type in !Tangerine, and we will do our best to hook you up. All right. We'll let you know who won. But for now, let's go ahead and bring on the most hated man, I feel, in all of 2K. It's the man, the myth, nobody's legend, Mr. Champ himself. What's up, buddy?
I mean, listen, I know that I'm your hero and I'm your legend. That's all that matters at the end of the day, India. I know that you look up to me. I know that, it all started with you mimicking my content and you going off my content. So, it's all love. It's all love.
Buddy, the only reason I look up to you is because you're taller than me, and that's barely, right? Let's just state facts on facts here. By the way, I believe you went ahead and shaved your face, your beard off because you were incorrect about the Raptors winning. They lost in the finals and the tip-off, so props to you for doing that. Give me your thoughts on just, whatever comes to mind when it comes to these awards. And I've got a pointed question for you here in a moment, but give me just your quick thoughts on the awards. Some of them were announced, some of them have not been. Give me some insights into what goes on.
So far, I think that we've done a perfect job of giving the right people the awards this year. Every year, I always feel like, there's guys who get snubbed of like winning the award. I mean, Famous, definitely, long time coming, and Saucy as well. Like, congratulations to those two guys. Very well deserving. But overall, so far, I'm very happy with the awards. I like the finalists. Some of these awards, like you were just talking about some of the finalists, and I didn't really see like huge snubs. Like, there's years where there's like there's guys who are like, oh my God, he didn't even make the finalist list. Like, this year, I feel like we did a really good job with that, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a good. Some of the awards, I was like, man, I'd love to give it to a lot of people here, but obviously that's not the way that life works. Let's go ahead and kind of dive right into the matchups. I want to get your hot takes, or just any of your takes, I guess. Some of them are awful, but you've got Bucks and Pacers. What are your thoughts here?
These teams have played in the tournament. They played in one of the early tournaments in the season, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure the Pacers took it over the Bucks, if I'm not mistaken. So, these are two teams that I feel like that are just very evenly matched. I think that there's some superstars on one team, and it's kind of like you have a Bucks team that I had a high expectation coming into the season. It's kind of been underwhelming, but it's kind of built their way back up. They're kind of, building up for the playoffs, and they're doing what they're supposed to do at the right time of the year. And then you have this Pacers team where you have Cooks Iverson. This is his old team. It's a revenge series. This is something that you have to consider when you're playing a team. So to be honest with you, like, this series could go in either way. In my opinion, like, if do you want my prediction right now in this series? Because I can tell you, like, right off the top of my head where
Champ, I don't think you understand why you're on this show. It's to get your insights. So yes, please provide them.
I think this series is going to be a 2-0 sweep. I think that we are going to see Dimes come alive in the playoffs. I think this is a team that's going to be much stronger on the stage. I got Bucks GG going 2-0. I think that it'll be a close game one, but I think once the energy is taken out of that Pacers gaming team after game one, I think game two is just going to be a blowout. So I'm going to go Bucks 2-0.
All right, we've got Bucks 2-0. Let's keep it moving on to the next matchup that I want to preview. It's Pistons taking on the Lakers. The Lakers sneak on in to the playoffs with a disgusting record. of 6-10. Give me your thoughts here as they go against Ant-Man.
I mean, listen, man, teams like this are scary. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, they have nothing to lose. Yeah, they might have snuck into playoffs, but they still have some superstar players. You have Kai, you have Crazy. You cannot sleep on these guys. And this Pistons team needs to come in game one, and they need to play their style of basketball. I mean, in a game where 5-out works is, favorable for Ant. So I look at this series. I mean, I do think this is going to go to 3. I think that what's going to happen is it's going to go, I think that the Lakers will take probably game 2, Pistons game 1. I think it's going to be 2-1 Pistons, in my opinion, for this series.
All right. Well, it looks like a lot of teams are sleeping on the Lakers. So let's keep it moving and see how that prediction comes to fruition later on. You've got Celtics taking on Nets GC. Give me your thoughts there.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, this Celtics team, surprised me. This is a team that I was like, all right, you know what? They're building for 3v3. It's always looked like a 3v3 team. They finally make it to 5v5 playoffs. I mean, it's been a while, I think, since this team has made 5v5 playoffs. So congratulations to the Celtics and Rico and them. But in my opinion, this Nets gaming crew, this Nets GC team, I just look at them. I mean, I think that when you look at this team, I think they have all the pieces. I mean, you have this team. You have a team that I just feel like is a little more complete, has experience in the playoffs. I think that also having someone like Kurt, who has experience in the playoffs, knows how to morale his guys, how to keep the team composed. I just cannot pick against the Nets, even though they made it through the ticket. I think this is a team that's a lot more hungrier. I think that the Nets are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a 2-1 as well for this going to game 3.
Yeah, I think you got to get it right at the hot moment. That's what we always say when it comes to these moments in the playoffs. And obviously, Nets GC are kind of doing that. But I will say props to Celtics, for the success that they've had in 5v5. I was quite surprised to see them in the turn playing for the big money. But it was lovely to see. And obviously, the memes of Colt and all that, it's always great to kind of see him being the entertainer, and the comparison to Caitlin Clark. That was hilarious. I thought that was great. But
I'm
all
happy.
Right, let's keep
I'm
it.
Happy.
Yeah.
No, but I'm happy to see that the Celtics have finally after all these years, Colt. I mean, he deserves it, man. He deserves to be on the stage. He's an entertainer. So I'm excited to see what the Celtics are going to bring, overall to the playoffs. I hope they bring some type of entertainment for us coming into the series.
All right, well, let's go ahead and go to the Cavs taking on the Wizards. Thoughts here?
Man, we talked about this Cavs team coming into the season. They are literally T-Wolves gaming reincarnated. This is like Nick Gartrell's old roster, pretty much. I mean, it's crazy. Everyone seems to be successful without Nick. Isn't it crazy? But with that being said, I think that this Cavs team, I'm not really, I like the Wizards. So has been what he's supposed to. He's led a team that, there's a lot of pressure on Benzo, whether you want to know it or whether you like it or not. Being number one pick is one thing, but also stepping into the shoes of a previous organization where you have two greats like JBM and Dave Fry, no easy task. And then literally he has the same roster, he has the same players as those guys. So the fact that he was able to take those same guys and make it to the playoffs and look as good as he is, I'm gonna take the Wizards 2-0 in the series. I think that they're gonna come out hot. They're gonna give a couple cheap shots to the Cavs, and the Cavs are gonna kind of be playing from behind the whole series, in my opinion.
Well, they have some fans that'll kind of root them on. Let me get your thoughts on the Raptors. Obviously, we have a bye, right? We all know that. But what's your take on how well we perform in the playoffs?
It's all about matchups in the playoffs. If we're being honest, again, like I said, I have the Wizards, who are going to be a team that they've played multiple times in the playoffs now. This is a team where it's like we just need to stop playing this team because at one point, someone's going to get the upper hand. And this happened with the Raptors back in season 3. The Raptors during the regular season, they were putting a whooping down on the Wizards all season, and then they get to playoffs. It's the same exact situation. They had the Wizards come in, off a hot victory, and then it's like, it's literally like it's hard to play, good when a team's already played a series. So I think it's really important that it all comes down to preparation. Nick needs to make sure that he puts it through his team's head that, listen, this team is going to be coming off a series, and they're going to be coming off confidence playing us, okay? So we need to be ready. We need to be well prepared for this team. A lot of warm-ups and stuff like that. I think it's really key to make sure that this team is not, coming into the series overconfident in any way and just playing their brand of basketball is what it comes down to.
I think it'll be incredible to watch Kenny kind of complete the trifecta that he wasn't able to back in season 3, right? I think that's kind of what's on a lot of people's mind. That's going to be a storyline depending on how far the Warriors make it in the playoffs as well. And to do it against a team that he couldn't do it with, I mean, come on. The story kind of writes itself there.
Yeah. No, but
So,
I mean,
should
also,
be-
I mean, no, but like, again, like I said, like, you know, again, it's one of those things you look back on. Obviously, it was very remote. It was, you know, one of the greatest seasons in Raptors uprising history. You know, coming into this year, I mean, this can be the greatest season if they make it to the finals. I mean, this is a potential roster. I mean, this is the second time ever that they've had an MVP candidate, and of course, it's a guard. I mean, this is the opportunity for the Raptors. Their side of the bracket, I think it's a very favorable side of the bracket for them. But again, it comes down to execution, and it comes down to making sure that you have the hot hand in that situation.
I mean, you had, what was it, 3 players from the Warriors on the Defensive Player of the Year, right? What was it? Mama, Kenny, and Cease, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. So that, I mean, it kind of shows just how great of a defensive juggernaut they are. But look, you've kind of picked the favorites. You've got the 1 and the 2. That's an easy way out. Give me a dark horse. Let's kind of be brave here a little bit.
I mean, is it really? I mean, to be a dark horse, I mean, what, you got to be under a 4 seed? Is that fair? Or can it be a 3 seed?
I just don't want you to pick 1s and 2s. I mean, come on, you're champ, girl. You know.
I mean, I have Pistons GT there. They're in the Final Four. They're 3. I mean, but
so
again,
you don't think like, say, the Bucks have a chance to go ahead and make the final?
No.
The Nets, the team that's coming in hot, has a chance to make the Final Four. You just straight up think it's the 1s and 2s and 3 seeds, period.
I think that the only team that could possibly come in, and it all comes down to that Raptors and Wizards series, I think the Wizards are the only team that I could say could be a possible dark horse in this tournament. I don't think the Pacers are good enough. I don't think the Bucks have a chance. It doesn't matter. It's going through that Warriors team in the second round. Whatever lower seed is not making it out. All right, it's 2-0. Your season's over. I mean, congratulations for making the playoffs. I mean, I'm happy for them, but once you face this Warriors team, it's over. Your season's over. You know, I'm just, you know, cash in your money, go, you know, and go home. Get ready for your flight home. Pack your bags. It's over. But you know, with that being said, yeah. No, but like with that being said, I just don't think any team in the West is getting by that Warriors list. So everybody better have their socks, their underwear, I don't know, their sunglasses, you know, everything needs to be packed. Because I'm sorry, the Wizards are coming out. I mean, the Warriors are coming out of the West. Nobody else. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's that simple.
And you feel the same about the teams that are facing, like, say, the Heat? You don't think they've got a shot either?
Okay. You know, I love the Heat. I think that the Heat, again, they got hot at the right time. They got hot. But here's the problem. I feel like they've
been hot, no?
But I'm saying they got hot in 5v5 at the right time. Okay? Because they did really well in the turn. They went all, I mean, you can't say they're essentially hot. Were they better in the tip off than they were the churn? They were definitely way better in the churn, which is the tournament, to be honest with you. It's statistically shown that if you win the churn or you make deep runs in the churn, you don't do that well when it comes to the playoffs. So I think this Heat team, again, we're going to be really shocked when they're down in the series. Like, if they go down 1-0, it's over. They're not going to win game 2. This team can't, like, they know what it's felt like to be up all year. How much adversity has this Heat team really felt this year? Has there been a lot? I mean, in the past, maybe in the past they felt adversity. Maybe that will battle test them. But in my opinion, we're out this season. And I think that the Heat are just going to get shell-shocked. I mean, again, it's been a long time since Famous has been here. None of his players have ever been in playoffs. I don't think so. Is anybody on that roster ever been in playoffs? I don't think so.
You can't come on my show to talk playoffs and then make a claim and then say, I think, and then backtrack it. The politics, the debates are on Thursday. Here you got to come with facts. Come on.
But again, you have a rookie guard. You have Kyverson, who, again, has kind of come into himself this year. I just look at Tay. I think that he's done a fantastic job, but now he's coming on the big stage where all the lights are shining on him, okay? Yes, Kyverson's going to do his thing, but guess what? They're going to make Tay beat you. Tay has to beat you, and I don't think he's going to be able to beat any team in the playoffs. I think he's going to crack under the pressure, and I think that this Heat team is going to lose either to the Raptors or they're going to lose to whoever, they could lose in the first round. I know it's the second round, but their first series, I feel like this team is they're going to come into the playoffs way too confident, and they're going to get basically thrown on their asses.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. I know the Bucks have a great social media team. I'm sure they've got some lovely clippable moments for when and or if they go ahead and beat the Warriors, if that's the way that it works out in the second round of the playoffs as well. Before I let you go, though, give me your final thoughts, man, on season number 7.
I mean, I think when I look at season 7, it's definitely been a very historical year. We've seen a lot of, we see the Warriors who have won 2 tournaments. We've never seen somebody win every tournament and win a banner. They're also chasing history with this Wizards DG team. The Wizards DG, whether they know it or not, they're defending history. Because right now, if this Warriors team goes and wins the championship, it basically starts putting in the question of, the GOAT debate with Dave Fry, kind of puts, JBM in the shadow of a lot of the greats, It really puts what is the greatest organization in 2K League history? It's starting to, edge more towards the Warriors. I mean, again, it's one of those things where we're defending history. A lot of stuff kind of goes back. It all comes back to like the start of season 3. You have a Wizards team that's when they won their title. You have a Raptors team when they went 16-0 and had their greatest season. And now you have the Warriors who were coming in to, basically erase all that history and say, no, we're the greatest. This is the greatest season in 2K League history right here. Who's going to defend it? Is it going to be the Raptors? Is it going to be the Wizards? Or is it going to be the Heat? That's the 3 teams that those are the only 3 teams that could possibly beat the Warriors. And I don't even think they have a chance.
Well, I'll tell you what, my Uber Eats is about 10 minutes away, so I got one more for you. A topic that you're, familiar with, and that's of you being a
to me. Like, their entire season
Wait, hold on,
was
hold on.
like,
You don't think, with Jonah being nominated for Coach of the Year, you don't think they showed up?
no, because they didn't make playoffs. It's cool to have participation trophies.
So should he not have been a part of Coach of the Year then, in your opinion, if they didn't make playoffs?
I mean, he didn't make 5v5 playoffs. I mean, he made 3v3. Congratulations.
No, I get that. I'm asking you. No, hold on. What I'm asking you is, do you think Jonah should have been a part of Coach of the Year finalist if his team didn't make 5v5 playoffs? What is your opinion?
In my opinion, I think Rico should have been over him because the Celtics haven't made playoffs in years, and he finally got his team into the playoffs. We could there's a lot of situations where again, they did a great job in 3v3, but they didn't make it in 5v5. So I don't think Jonah should have been on the ballot. I mean, I think that he had a special year, but he didn't make it in 5v5, and that's what's the biggest part of this league. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that Rico should have been in it over him. But that again, that's just my personal opinion.
I think, Rico definitely, I was a little surprised to not see a part of that, right? But the question we always ask ourselves, is the question we should ask the other person that's saying so-and-so got snubbed is, all right, well, who are you taking out? You can't nominate everybody, right? Who are you taking out from there is always the question. But okay, so you were talking about that. What a disaster that kind of was, right? Everyone is expecting such great, tremendous things. And I mean, it just fell.
I know that this league, it's more than just 2K. It comes down to the mental, it comes down to the locker room, it comes down to personnel, it comes down to coaching. This is the part of coaching where people don't understand. You got to have a guy who can keep the troops together, and that team fell apart. Literally, they were in position to make playoffs. I'm pretty sure they were like a 3 seed, and out of nowhere, it might have been a 4 seed, whatever, the team fell apart. It was just so much internal issues. The team just started trading pieces away. You had people retiring. It's I've never seen a team just fall apart and crack under the pressure when they were in the lead. They were in a good position and they just fell apart. And it just I mean, as a Knicks team that's been consistently making runs, this was a big year for them, and to see them fall apart, it's very disappointing in my opinion.
Any player that you're gonna go ahead and call a disappointment, or just whatever you want to label it as?
I mean, player wise, I mean, I'm a little disappointed. Again, I know they made the playoffs, okay? I'm going to say this, team. I know they made the playoffs, but I'm very disappointed in the Lakers in general. I'm very, this is a team that you have you have Kai, who went from being an MVP, finalist to, he's barely making the playoffs. What happened? Was Bear that, important to his game? Did Bear carry Kai at all this time? I mean,
Kai
he
didn't
barely-
win 3v3 when he was with Bear and the T-Wolves, and then he did when he was with the Lakers. Like,
Okay,
what are
we
you
don't
talking
care
about them being a disappointment?
They are a disappointment in 5v5. We're talking about 5v5. I mean, 3v3 is a different story. Okay? 3v3 is cool, but at the end of the day, we all know what the big boys play for, and that's 5v5. And the fact that Kai's 5v5, that's his game. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed in this Lakers season, and I hope that they can make up for it by possibly winning a first round, which I'll be honest with you, they're already packing their bags. Crazy already has his whole suitcase packed. All right, he's got the Tesla. He's driving off. He's ready to drive home. All right. Like
I think you're ridiculous for saying the Lakers or Kai is a disappointment after the season as a whole that he's had. You can say that he was a disappointment in 5v5, but to say that it was a disappointment for him as a player in terms of the whole season, I think you're just way off in your opinion there.
I think that, in my opinion, at the end of the day, I think that when I look at Kai, I don't look at his 3v3 season. I really don't. I look at his 5v5 season because that's what it's all about. It's always been about winning a 5v5 title for him, and he disappointed me in 5v5.
Let's talk about something else here. And again, at this point, I'm just so intrigued here. You have Coach Mike, right, of the Cavs. How much credit do you give him versus coach or former coach Joel Lazu for the team that he built? But then, unfortunately, now he's with another team and all that stuff. Who are you giving more credit to for the success of the Cavs? Because the Cavs haven't had a lot of success when it comes to 5v5, right? So who are you giving more credit to? Steve Kerr? Or what is it, Mark Jackson? I think that's the right way to put it.
I mean, when you put the team together and you come into a situation, like we look at Nick, right, who literally had that, he mimicked those exact players. He came into a situation with a group of really good players. I mean, he had JB, who, him and JB, constructed that team. It's something to where, like, in my opinion, I think Joel Lazu, he put together the team, but at the end of the day, Mike Newton had to keep that roster together. He had to keep that roster, like, those aren't easy guys to manage. Like, you can ask Nick himself, like, those are not easy guys to manage and personalities, and to keep them composed and to keep them, level-headed and to get them to the playoffs with a 9-5 record, like, that's pretty impressive. I mean, I think that it's kind of like you give a little bit more credit to Coach Mike because he was there, but Joel Lazu should get some type of credit to an extent. But at the end of the day, I mean, those are good players. That's a good set of players that Joel Lazu put together.
All right. Well, look, I mean, I don't know if Coach Nick is still available. I'm sure he's off doing some things in DC, getting ready for the playoffs there. But if he is on, or if we can get him on, I'd love to get his insights. But anyway, Champ, I have no idea why you have sunglasses on when you're indoors. Like, it just kind of blows my mind.
I mean, listen, when you're out here, you got to look good. All right, you got to look good, you got to feel good, and you got to play good. All right, it's simple as that. All right, but like I said, man, I know you're jealous that me and Nick, we have the shades and you don't. I mean, we just block out the haters, and you're out here, can't even make it to DC.
Man, you're right. I might just have to go to DC on, what is it, Saturday? Is that the play? Is that the finals? I might just have to, right? I might just have to. At least one of us has got to be there. I know Nick might not be there, but at least I've got to go out and make it. But Champ, always a pleasure, man. Great to get your insights. I know you don't hold back. I appreciate it. I've got a joke for you. I can't say it on air, but that face, that image, yeah, I got you, buddy. But appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Coach Fame, right? What a turnaround season he had with Heat from last year, and how they've been kind of rebuilding, if you will, for quite a few years. I think Rico's been doing that, especially for fives. I don't know if it's a team that a lot of people thought would be able to compete at the level that they have been able to. So appreciate that. If you guys have any questions in the chat for me, you're welcome to kind of our best to hook you up. That's pretty much going to do it for me. I genuinely cannot thank you in the chat, the viewers, for this whole obnoxious pre-show that I've got a blessing of an opportunity to do. It truly has been such an honor, especially I wanted to find a way to stay involved with the league, and I thank the Raptors Uprising GC. I thank Johnny, Nick Dotto, and everyone else behind the scenes. I kind of made the decision and let me be a host for this, and I can't thank you guys enough in the chat. But don't forget, you're not done with me just yet. This is just the last pregame show when it comes to remote, right? We will be in person in Toronto. So if you're in the area, come hang out with us. It'll be on Friday, the 28th. Hopefully we'll be rooting on the Raptors and cheering them on all the way from Canada. It'll be a blast. So if you're in Toronto, come hang out, check out our socials to see how you can be a part of the celebrations there. And we hope to go out with a bang. But thank you. I can't thank you guys enough in the chat. Really appreciate you guys on behalf of myself, Shirley, Manny, Johnny, Nick Dotto, and all the men and women behind the scenes that made this pre-show possible. We thank you for watching. We'll see you in Toronto.